3:17 a.m. Eastern Time. Most of America is asleep. Phones charging, highways empty, markets closed, and somewhere far away, a decision has already been made. Not dramatic, just calculated. Because nuclear war doesn't start with explosions, it starts with timing. If Russia launches nukes at the United States tonight, the first thing that happens is nothing. For a few minutes, only machines know. Satellites detect heat signatures, multiple launches, algorithms flag it, not a test, real. Now the clock starts, about 30 minutes until impact. Inside that window, the most expensive decision system ever built goes to work. The US nuclear triad, missiles in silos, submarines underwater, bombers in the air, is designed around one assumption: you might get hit first. So the decision is simple and terrifying. Respond now or risk losing the ability to respond at all. And while that decision unfolds, something quieter begins to break: the financial system. Markets don't react to nuclear war, they stop. The New York Stock Exchange doesn't open, not out of fear, but because the system behind it may not exist. Servers, power, communication, gone or unstable. But the real problem is trust. Modern finance runs on belief that banks open, that money holds value, that transactions settle. A nuclear strike doesn't just destroy cities, it deletes certainty. And without certainty, markets freeze. Zoom out. Before any impact, global systems shift. Flights are grounded. Military channels override civilian ones. Governments activate continuity plans. And then comes retaliation. This is where mutually assured destruction becomes real. If one side launches, the other is built to respond. Not out of emotion, out of design. Submarines, silent, hidden, become the most important assets on Earth. They guarantee that even if everything else is destroyed, the system answers back. Now here's what people underestimate. The economic damage isn't linear, it's exponential. Cities like New York or Los Angeles aren't just places, they're nodes in a global network. Remove a node and the network doesn't shrink, it fragments. Supply chains collapse instantly, ports stop, payments fail, contracts mean nothing. Insurance systems break under losses too large to model. Central banks can print money, but they can't print infrastructure. They can add liquidity, but liquidity doesn't rebuild a grid. So what is money worth in a system that no longer functions? That's the hidden mechanism. Currency is a claim on a working society. If that society breaks, the claim becomes uncertain. And here's the irony. Modern economies are optimized for efficiency, speed, precision, not survival. The same systems that make life smooth also make it fragile. Now zoom out further. The US isn't just another economy, it's the anchor. The dollar is the world's reserve currency. US debt is treated as safe. Remove confidence in that, and you don't get a local crisis. You get a global reset. Countries holding dollars face instant uncertainty. Trade slows, payments stall. Everyone starts asking the same question: what replaces the system we trusted? There's no clear answer, because nothing else has been tested under that kind of stress. So what happens next? In the short term, retaliation and survival. In the financial world, paralysis. And in the long term, something harder to define: a shift in power, in currency, in trust. But here's the uncomfortable truth. All of this depends on decisions made in minutes, not days, not debates, minutes. And those decisions don't just shape a war, they decide whether the global system continues or fractures beyond repair. So the real question isn't just what happens if it begins, it's this. In a world built for efficiency, not resilience, how much shock does it take to break everything? And would we even know before it's too late?